Hey guys, welcome back. This is going to be a quick, short intro to a very long video. So I wanted to kind of explain what's going on and ask you all to stay with us till the very end. We just got back from the first annual Johnson County Prepper Swap Meet and had a ton of fun. While we were there, I got a chance to sit down with Adam from the Arkansas Preparedness Network and Mr. David Gossett, the host and brain behind this. And he had some very interesting perspectives on why he wanted to do it for us and why he wanted community to come together. So I hope you'll stay with us till the end and listen to what Mr. Gossett has to say. Thanks, guys. Hey guys, welcome back to Prepping in Progress. I'm Steve, and I'm with Adam from APN and
What's up,
Mr.
guys?
David Gossett. And we have been at the Johnson County Prepper Swap Meet.
Yes, sir.
And this was your idea. You threw it up on APN and invited all of us to it. So we've just known about this for 5 weeks. Tell us what got you to draw us all here.
I've been a hardcore prepper for more time than most people have been alive. However, I've come to the realization it's not about me. It's about community and spirit and personal responsibility. Family and folks being able to take care of their own, whether it's a man-made or natural disaster, stepping up to the plate, not having to depend on the system or look to the government for assistance, having the tools and resources to take care of what you have, and family and or extended neighbors, good neighbors, and those in your community that are in need. We're fortunate enough that we have this facility, and we look forward to helping other people wake up, the ones that haven't made a conscious decision to come across and spend a little money, those that would rather buy candy or cigarettes than put a couple extra canned goods in the basket when they should be thinking about how to prepare for tomorrow instead of enjoying what's coming this weekend.
That's well said, man. you put a lot of stuff in there, and he's genuine about it. You're very passionate. I can tell. I just met you an hour ago.
Yes.
Hour ago. Very very good and passionate man. And this the church here, the history with it is amazing. I love old buildings, but he's got a nice, beautiful venue here, and really put on a nice event. His first one too. Was that right?
That's
the first
correct.
one. So it hopefully coming up before summer here, and we should have an event coming up in Mena.
We're trying to set something up in Mena.
And I'd really like to have one here at this facility. That's my point, is this location he's at is very nice and very welcoming, very welcoming.
Well, this is 2 hours from the Mena, Polk County area. How far from Fort Smith?
55 minutes.
55
minutes from Fort
about an
Smith.
hour from Conway area.
So I think we may have found our Western Arkansas Central Hub location.
Yeah, definitely. On you're prepping yourself. You've done it. You said you're hardcore prepper longer than most of us have been alive. That'd make you pretty old. But how do you approach it? As far as, what would you advise new people that aren't sure and they're on the fence? I know something isn't quite right, but am I just crazy just thinking that way? The reality of it.
First and foremost, get right with God.
Yes.
Understand that we're mortal. Understand that life is a gift, and our actions will be judged when the time
Yes.
comes. I firmly believe in virtue and karma, and that we need to do more virtuous things in life, help other people, and that we need to repay for the sins of our early life. As far as prepping, my approach is really simple. I've been Mad Max at many times in my life.
Yeah, I think we all can relate to that.
I would have rather bought something else at the sporting goods store than pay a bill,
Yeah.
because I suddenly became paranoid because of a world event that ticked my clock.
Cycles.
Yes,
I call them cycles.
absolutely. The depression cycles of going through, the worry, and the euphoric thoughts of, I'm ready for anything. On the other side, however, when you get to the point of total stability, when you don't have kids at home, and the day-to-day drag of maybe 2 jobs, you suddenly realize that it's not just about you. It's about your community,
Yes.
providing help and assistance to others. And in my case, my children are scattered across the continent, so it's more about what I can do locally. And as you start to age and have some physical infirmities, such as arthritis, you look at, I'm not going to carry a 65-pound pack 32 miles. This isn't
Reality.
this isn't some fiction story. This is it. So being here, being local, and interfacing with the local community, and sparking thoughts, getting other people to realize that 2.5 days of McDonald's leftovers that they have in the refrigerator from their 2.6 kids that are in the back seat isn't enough. It's understanding that they need to take care of their own and not hold their hand out to our local, county, city, state, federal governments for assistance. Everyone should be able to take care of themselves and all of what they have. There are too many. This is a prime area. It's an economically depressed area. There are a lot of, I hate to use the word, entitlement folks.
Yeah.
Those will be the first ones that want to knock on your door and ask for something. I believe in charity and giving to others, but also believe that everyone is responsible for their destiny, and that everyone has to step up with individual responsibility for the outcome of their family, unit, their neighbors. It's the realization that we're a community.
It's a concept of personal responsibility all around.
Absolutely.
And then once you reach a certain level of personal responsibility for yourself, then you have obligation is a strong word, but you have an obligation to help others.
We are blessed that we may bless others.
There you go, the words I was looking for.
Just being awake, having your eyes open, and understanding your surroundings. Those old words of situational awareness, understanding the
Yes.
what ifs and being prepared for almost any situation sets folks like us apart from everyone else. My goal at this point in life is I don't want to be someone who looks at other people as a resource. I want to look at other people as neighbors, and I want to help other people constantly.
So, Steve, we all know that people that watch your channel and other channels, most of you are already preparedness-minded. My question is, and to you folks out there, what would you suggest for people that are already preppers, and you too, how to get somebody interested, that they could use the help of being awake and aware? They may be independent, they may have a small family, but they're just not ready to make that leap, but they were. You see where I'm going? I'm not being very articulate here, but what would you advise? How would you approach that?
To open the conversation.
Open the conversation, yes, open the conversation.
To me, it depends on where you are. I grew up in Lincoln, Nebraska. Right now, northern Nebraska is flooded and is draining out, and we've lost quite a few head of cattle. I have family down in Mena. A couple of years ago, the town was pretty well flattened with a tornado. So when you have people who say, well, I can't afford to prep, or I don't want to right now, I'll just do it next week, you can go, you live in Tornado Alley. Your town was flattened, and it does come in cycles. You've had serious storms. Why don't you at least start looking at putting aside a few cans of beans, a few things of rice, some water. Up north in Nebraska, it was tornadoes and ice storms that could shut you down for a week. And you would say, hey, how are you going to heat your home if the power's out? And then you'd go from there, and you'd open that dialogue. I think utilizing the natural disaster aspect to begin the conversation is a key, and then you can go to whichever crazy
Right.
prepper theory you want to.
Everybody has their own, everybody cycles in and out. I thought it was interesting when you said, and I brought up the word cycles. I think all of us that already think this way, a prepper or like-minded or whatever, do that. So you're not alone. I could wake up one morning and all of a sudden be like, wow, do I have enough of these? And not even take inventory and just be like, okay, I got to go get a bunch more of these. It's what I get focused on because I'm worried about something happening wherever. And that's just a natural effect. I think that we all do. But the gist is for you guys out there, and I know I'm hogging your channel, and I'm sorry, is for you guys out there that are like-minded and are preppers, is to reach out to people you think might be on the fence. If you come to any of the events anywhere, bring somebody with you that you wouldn't expect, or they wouldn't expect to come. Just bring them, let them see what it's about. I look forward to, this venue is just beautiful. It's awesome. I look forward to hopefully having something here with your blessing. And anybody that does come here in the future, it'll be on your channel and you'll announce it. But by all means, bring somebody outside of the prepping community with you, because that, I think, is the gist of over at APN. We are trying to get people to become a community, be helpful to others. And I'm finding out the more people I meet and from different aspects, that's what we all want. I told you earlier, there's Travis, a friend of ours. He made a statement. It's always stuck in my head, and it may be a little harsh, but he's like, I'd rather feed them than eat them. But it's stuck in my mind, and that's true. I'd rather give somebody a way to take care of themselves, and hopefully help somebody else and pay that forward. I'm giving it back to you. I'm hogging your channel. That's just what's coming
I
out.
love listening to your voice, so I'm good. I'm just going to tell you guys, I know I put it up on the Facebook group, and I know I put it up on our website. Did I actually let that out? Yes, we've got one anyway. Those of you who did not come to this, APN guys, those of you who did not come to this, you missed out. Guys, I unfortunately got sidetracked, but I was sitting in a class on edible wild plants. Okay? I had cookies that tasted store-bought sweet, and they were dandelions. Acorn flour cookies, guys. Dandelion cookies. Dandelion jelly.
I missed out on the cricket cookies.
The cricket cookies.
I wanted
It was the
some
cricket
cricket
cookies
cookies.
that were so sweet with chocolate chips in them. You guys missed it. You guys missed spending time with Dave, spending time with Travis. So many people, and I'm forgetting names. I watched them jumpstart a vehicle silently. The power system you had in that vehicle didn't make a sound. We've got ham gear over here. We've got a wind turbine that was for trade.
We have a wealth of information right here as far as high-end solar systems, high-end being very large kilowatts, and just a wealth of information historically for this area and a lot of other pieces. So you guys on APN, on the Facebook page, if you see Mr. Gossett up there, ask him a question, engage.
Yes.
Please, or any other pages that see this, wealth of information, reach out and make a friend here. Definitely.
When we go to our big solar system, I'm calling you.
Thank you.
I'm calling you too.
I'm more than happy to help.
Appreciate it.
And tell you that to answer your question a few moments ago, one of the easiest ways to start is to make a sacrifice.
Yeah.
And that sacrifice might be whether you buy Doritos or 2 extra cans of something that may feed the kids when the grocery store is closed.
Yeah.
And that's a really important statement, because we in this community of like-minded folks don't want to be a burden. We want to be a complement to, we don't want to be an issue or a burden on society, whether it's law enforcement, social support, health and human services. We want to be the ones that stand by the American way and take care of ourselves. And it's the only way to live. And we have a long road ahead of ourselves, because if we, one person who opens their eyes today is one less that will be needy later.
Absolutely. It's, like I said, I'm not very articulate, guys. I kind of stutter, but he keeps saying the right thing. I mean, Honestly, he does.
It's been a thought process, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
It's been a
no,
thought process for me for years because I was very selfish at points in my life where I was more concerned about my family and others
Right.
in my close circle. But then you realize that it's not about you. It is
Yeah.
truly about the community and those around you. And, you know, if you set the example, others will follow. It's just a matter of getting them to open their eyes.
it can be difficult.
And that is, you're right. You know, if one person today left here with the ideal that I need to have a little more in my pantry, I need to have extra flashlight batteries, I need to have a radio, I need to have a couple extra gallons of water, we made a positive impact.
That's how I feel about any event we go to.
And it's really important to me. I feel that doing virtuous things, good for others, helps atone for other sins in life. You know,
I'm
Yeah.
laughing because I've had quite a few in my younger life, and people change.
exactly, and the examples we set today, the people that start to think, I mean, I'm one who has a lot of sympathy for the young family with 2 kids in the back seat who are oblivious to what's going on in our nation, in our world today, and the dangers that lurk unknown to most.
That's kind of my personal focus is, and because I have a daughter that's 30 and one that's 26, they understand, they know me, they're not participating in preparedness 100%, but I see that family, how vulnerable they are. If one little domino falls out of place, how it can trickle down through their life and just devastate them. And I think we're all blessed to have our minds opened up to what lurks around us, because that does give us the opportunity to hopefully plant one little seed in their brains. And just guide them. I look at it as guidance. You know, you don't have to force feed somebody preparedness. You can just guide them every little aspect, every little chance you get. Just steer them in the right direction, and they'll take off.
Well, we're open to doing this on a regular basis. I would like to invite both of you to come back and
Fantastic.
invite your extended list of friends and family.
Absolutely.
You know, I'd really like to see 25 tents out here on a Saturday night with a
That'd be nice.
community,
That would be
a
cool.
community cookout, a community campfire, nice, clean, wholesome fun that you can bring your
Yeah.
kids to. You know, just
That's what
good
I'm shooting for.
fellowship.
We were just talking about that. Yeah, we got plans. We got plans.
An opportunity to help each
Mom.
other, open eyes. And you know, think of it this way. I used to, when all of my kids were home, I'll just say 2008, 2009, no, 2006, I used to, on Sunday, espouse one ideal at the dinner table. And that was really simple. You guys are going to see change in our world in your lifetime. It's coming. My girls are grown and gone. While I still had 2 boys at home, I would say, guys, we're going to get to see the show together. Let's get out the popcorn and watch.
Yeah.
Because
That's
the
a good-
timetable is
I like
condensed. World events are very scary, and our ability as a nation state to be the police for the entire
Yes.
world is very quickly dimming itself. So in order to protect our sovereignty, one of the best ways to do it is personal preparedness for any situation. The ability to take care of your own. Because 95% of the population in this country can't make it.
Jacqueline Watson.
Mom and daughter. Hey, on that aspect, the location of the I-40 corridor.
Yeah.
We at Arkansas Preparedness haven't had a lot of events in this area from Little Rock west. And if you guys are out there watching on Steven's channel, place in the comments just out of curiosity if you are in Arkansas, and just generally, we usually say just what county, just so we kind of know.
Yeah.
And keep attuned to him, because it's just people meeting people and sharing good thoughts, good ideas, and blessing each other with our knowledge and making friends, forming a network.
And run over to our Facebook group. I do get messages and I do communicate with y'all. Question.
Sure.
You call this the first annual. Are
Yes.
we talking yearly? Are we talking bi-yearly?
You know, I think the community spirit that showed itself here today, the camaraderie with the group that showed through the doors, I think it's easy to say that this will, well, I'll back up. My wife and I said this is the first annual, maybe.
Smart man,
Maybe.
wife and I.
Absolutely, she's part of it too. She thinks I'm the crazy engineer, but that's okay. Bottom line is, I think it's safe to say that we could do this probably every 2 months throughout the year.
It's aggressive. But it's good. It's needed. I think if people meet on a more regular basis, they'll form more relationships and also bring in other people, which has kind of been lacking in some areas. I think with you opening up your venue and your heart is all I can say. Don't turn down the opportunity if we have something here, because it really is an opportunity to meet other people and share whatever
Absolutely.
you have.
One of the things I'll throw out there is I did solicit try to get a good response from the American Red Cross. That was a flat line. Shame on you folks. I asked for some assistance in getting the Red Cross to come out and potentially sign some folks up for some first aid and advanced first aid
I
training.
think we can handle that.
That was 5 weeks ago. No responses. I'd like to see some back to basics training.
Messages received from
We're not talking about militia or military. It's simple homesteading skills,
Yeah.
things that allow you to not have to be dependent on anyone else. The ability to take care of yourself, your family, and your neighbor in need when the time comes. Things that are really important.
I think we know a first aid instructor. He was here today.
Yeah. And I've got wilderness first responder training, and I think we can, the resources that are out there between other folks, and that's it, networking. We know people that have certain skills, and that's the whole gist of it. Like you said, the American Red Cross, shame on you, but if they're not going to do it, it comes back down to community, local, us helping each other out, the resources there, because ultimately it's up to us. You know,
That's absolutely right.
it's up to us to help each other out and train each other.
And you know, none of us wants to be a burden
No,
when things go south. So as a community, if we can band together, just your presence here today and getting this video out may draw in some folks from our local area who start to open their eyes. And you know, it exponentially grows. You get 2 people, then you've got 6, and then you've got 25, and you've got 250.
that's what we're shooting for.
And everyone will take, hopefully the ones that have the resources, you know, throw a little extra in the grocery basket, buy a couple extra flashlights. Instead of talking about it, they get off their can and do
Do
something.
it.
And that's
Do it,
what's
man.
important, that everyone do what they're supposed to.
So how do you want to close this video out?
Well, we got 8 minutes before the battery or the memory says I'm out of memory.
Okay.
Guys, you missed it. You really did. Speaking of which, you know, Dave donated door prizes and raffle prizes, and we won a boat. So
Yeah,
this could have been you.
He won a boat.
This could have been you. Okay, so, you know, community, friends, family, new friends. You know, Dave and I have been talking on Facebook. Now, I didn't, you know, I gave him a list of who I knew had confirmed.
Yeah, he's Dave's trying hard. His first event that you've thrown up, and they're only going to get better. But the turnout for the first one, I think, was very good.
Oh, yeah.
For what you had going on. Yeah, you missed it. You did, and the area is nice. It's very nice.
So June, July-ish, we're going to try to be back here. Tentatively start circling months and going, I need to keep a weekend free, because we're going to have another one. And this time, I'm going to bring a trailer. I'm going to bring some stuff to trade. We're going to have some fun.
Yeah, definitely.
And I want to add something really important. I sent out 90 email solicitations 2 pages, single-spaced, very nice introduction and a request for a donation for the door prizes. Out of those 90, we got a total of 2 responses. That's a little sad. However, I do want to point out that Mako Sports in Rogers, Arkansas made a very nice donation, retail value of about $200. And Wise Foods sent in some really cool Alfredo dinner packs and sent some pretty snazzy little flashlight multi-tools. So hats off to those guys for coming through. Hopefully more vendors will step up next time and make it even more lucrative to draw people in.
Well said.
And I'm going to put this out here right now. Door prize for the next one will be a portable charger for your car, USB plug-in for a Baofeng radio. I'm donating it. I'm putting it down. I'm going to go home, order it. It's there. So that is a door prize for the next one. Bank on it.
And door prizes at these events, if you have something personal that you make or something extra that you have, please donate it, because door prizes are door prizes. They're kind of fun, they get things going, and you don't know, someone may win it, and that's something that they really have been wanting or needed, and they couldn't afford it. So you never know, anything. So don't be shy about contacting whoever is organizing an event. Say, hey, do you mind if I donate this as a door prize? Anything and everything's good, because you never know who's going to need it and who it'll go to. So that's how I look at it. The right person will receive it.
Amen.
One last comment from me. I'd like to put out that on the next event, I'd like to open this area here, the church lot, for primitive camping. You have to ask yourself a question. If the power goes out on Sunday night, and it's not back on Monday, and it's not back on Thursday, what are you going to do? How are you going to respond? So what I would like to see is folks come out with their tents, the gear that they have, because how many have gear hiding in the closet that they don't use that the batteries are corroding in? It's real, folks.
I'm guilty of that.
Right, so let's get on with it. Let's try a camp out. Come out, no power, just you, your tent, your kids, a good time, adult behavior only. And let's talk about how we work as a community without the grid functioning. Let's do it right.
Sounds like a plan.
Anyway,
Amen.
thank you.
All right, guys. I'm Steve. This is Adam.
And I'm Dave, and I'm very grateful these guys showed up today.
Grateful to meet you, man.
This has been awesome. We will talk to you soon.